Good morning, Manindal. In this today's video lesson, we will discuss speed control of AC motors by using powertronic circuits. Actually, in the last class, we have discussed regarding DC drives, DC motor speed control by using different techniques. In that, by using DC motors, we can get speed control over wide range, and it will have high starting torque. It will be simple and inexpensive method of speed control. But however, by using these drives, it will be suffering from few drawbacks like it will have high maintenance cost, bulky construction, and commutator sparking. There will be sparking at the commutator terminals and at the brush tips. To avoid that problem, and we are going for AC drives. And coming to recent advances in polytronic devices, the AC motors are the fast becoming and economical and efficient compared to DC motor drives. So in recent days, AC drives also become more popular. So that's why we are switching over to AC drives as the supply is also available in the form of alternating current. So in the last class, we have discussed the speed of DC motors, factors affecting the speed of DC motor, and speed control of DC shunt motor by using converters, and speed control of DC shunt motor by using chopper. So these topics we discussed in the previous class of this speed control of AC and DC motors chapter. Chapter number 4 will be regarding speed control of DC motors and AC motors. So in this session, we will switch over to mainly the factors affecting the speed of the induction motors and speed torque characteristics of induction motor, speed control of induction motor by varying stator input voltage, speed control of three-phase induction motor using AC voltage controller. So these topics we will discuss in this today's topic. Mainly induction motors are two types. They are squirrel cage induction motor and slip ring induction motor. This slip ring induction motor is also called as wound rotor induction motor. Actually, these induction motors having um, good advantages compared to DC motors. And the main advantages of these induction motors are rugged in construction, lower maintenance cost, higher reliability, higher efficiency, and these motors can able to operate in dirty and explosive environment. And compared to DC drives, the cost is also low and they are less in weight and volume and inertia. Okay, so these are the few advantages of induction motors, and the expression for the speed of induction motor will be given as Nr is equal to Ns into 1 minus S, where this S is the slip slip of the induction motor, and this Ns is the synchronous speed of the induction motor, and this Nr is the rotor speed of induction motor. And the expression for this synchronous speed will be given as Ns equal to 120 F by P. Ns equal to 120 F by P, where F is the number of frequency of supply and P is the number of poles present in the induction motor, and therefore Nr is equal to, by combining these two equations we will get as Nr is equal to 120 F by P into 1 minus S, where this ns will represent the synchronous speed of the motor and Nr will represent speed of the rotor. And this is the expression for speed of the induction motor. Now we will discuss the factors affecting the speed of induction motor. These are the factors will affect the speed of the motor, mainly by changing the applied voltage to stator of induction motor, and by changing the frequency of stator. Next, by changing the number of stator poles, by changing the rotor rheostat control, by injecting an EMF in the rotor circuit, by operating two motors in cascade. So these are the factors which will affect the induction motor. And methods of speed control through semiconductor drives. So these are the methods which we are adopting for speed control of induction motor by using the semiconductor devices. Stator voltage control, stator frequency control, stator voltage and frequency control, stator current method. So these methods will be adapted for slip ring induction motor. 1 to 4 will be adapted for slip ring induction motor, and stator rotor resistance control method, slip energy recovery control method. So these are the few methods to control the speed of the induction motor using semiconductor devices. In this, the methods 1 to 4 are applicable for slip ring and squirrel cage induction motor. 5 and 6 are only for slip ring induction motor. So these two rotor resistance control and slip energy control are for slip ring, and these four can be adapted for both slip ring and squirrel cage. Slip ring and squirrel cage. Speed, torque characteristics of induction motor. So these are the speed torque characteristics. On x-axis we are taking slip of induction motor. On this axis we are taking on this axis we are taking the slip of induction motor. Y-axis, on this x-axis we are taking torque of the induction motor. Initially, if we increase the slip, the torque will be increasing. The torque will be increasing like this, and it is reaching the maximum value. If we increase the slip, the torque will be increasing, and it is reaching maximum value. And further, if we increase the slip, the torque will be decreasing as the armature current is increasing, the stator current is increasing, and it is reaching the more than rated value. After the torque is reaching maximum value, the armature current is reaching rated value. Further, if we increase the slip, the armature current will become more than the rated current. Because of that, there will be more losses, and the torque of the induction motor will be decreasing. Torque of the induction motor will be decreasing during the forward motoring operation, and these are the characteristics of the reverse plugging operation of an induction motor. In a three-phase induction motor, if a three-phase induction motor is energized from a fixed voltage at a constant frequency, then the motor torque is a function of slip. In motoring mode, under normal running, stator current is not high, the air gap flux remains constant, and torque increases with increasing slip from 0 to S max. So when the slip is increased from 0 to S max, the torque will be increasing as the air gap flux is um, increasing. Okay. This area flux is constant and the torque will be increasing with increasing slip. After maximum torque at slip S max, the slip increases, stator current rises much more than rated current. Air gap flux decreases and therefore the torque decreases with increasing slip. Further, if we increase the slip from maximum torque value, as the air gap flux will decrease with increasing slip, the torque produced by the induction motor will decrease. So these conclusions we got from the characteristics of the induction motor torque slip characteristics. So in this topic we will attempt a small quiz. The speed of an induction motor can be changed by option A, changing applied voltage, option B, changing frequency, option C, changing the number of stator poles, option D, all of the above. By using all these techniques, so we can control the speed of the induction motor. So A, B, C, all are correct. Slip recovery control method is applied for slip recovery control method is applied for squirrel cage induction motor, slip ring induction motor, both none. Actually, slip recovery control method and the rotor resistance control method will be slip applied for only slip ring induction motor. So option B. Okay, now we will switch over to speed control of induction motor by varying the stator input voltage. Okay, the speed of the induction motor will be given as n is equal to 120 f by p into 1 minus s. This we already discussed in this topic. And the torque of induction motor will be given as torque is equal to ks e2 square r2 by r2 square plus sx2 square. So in this reactance value will be uh, considered this factor will be considered as small, very small, as its square of slip, and this value will be very small as slip of induction motor will be very small. So we will neglect this one and we will write the torque expression as torque is equal to k s e2 square by r2. So this r2 and this square will get cancelled. Then it will become ks e2 square by r2. So this we can rewrite as ks v square by r2. So from this we can write the expression in terms of slip. Slip is equal to t into r2 divided by k v square. T into r2 by k v square. From this, the slip is inversely proportional to square of the applied voltage. Slip is inversely proportional to square of the applied voltage, and you can get these conclusions from the above expression. Slip is inversely proportional to square of the supply voltage, and the speed of induction motor is directly proportional to square of the supply voltage, and the torque is directly proportional to supply voltage. From the above relations, by varying the input voltage to the stator, speed of the induction motor can be controlled. So if we increase the input voltage, the speed of the induction motor will be increases with a relation n is directly proportional to v square, where v will be the supply voltage applied to induction motor. So if we change the supply voltage, motor speed will be increased. So this method we are using in latest trends to control the speed of the induction motor. Now we will discuss speed control of three-phase induction motor by using AC voltage controller. So this is one of the method to control the speed. Here we are using AC voltage controller circuits. So in each phase we are placing the AC voltage controller, and we are operating such that one from positive group and other from negative group. The thyristors 1, 3, 5 are forming the positive group of thyristors, and thyristors 4, 5, 6, sorry, 4, 5, 2, 4, 6, 2 are forming the negative group of thyristors. And at a time when we are switching, we are taking care that one thyristor will be operating from positive group and other thyristor will be operating from negative group, and this will be connected to the induction motor. We will control the speed of induction motor by properly switching the thyristors. The sequence will be we are following 6 1 1 2 2 3 3 4 4 5 5 6. So accordingly we will switching the thyristors, and we will get the proper operation of the AC voltage controller. The above figure shows the speed control of three-phase induction motor by using three-phase AC voltage controller. In this method, the output voltage can be regulated by varying the firing angle of two thyristors at a time. That is, one thyristor from odd group and other from even group. The thyristors conduct in sequence 6 1, 1 2, 2 3, 3 4, 4 5, 5 6. And in order to obtain this sequence, the thyristors are numbered with a difference equal to 3 in each anti-parallel set. By varying the stator voltage to induction motor, the torque and speed of the drive is controlled. Okay, so this is regarding the three-phase AC voltage. We are going to see these are the speed torque characteristics of the induction motor. So in the above figure, the TL shows the load torque, and point A is the operating point at rated voltage K is equal to 1, and OA is the motor speed. OA is the motor speed at rated voltage, and for reduced stator voltage K is equal to 0.5, and P is the operating point. OB is the reduced motor speed for torque, rated torque. So when this rated voltage is applied to the motor, this is the speed. Speed OA is the speed of the induction motor, and when the voltage is reduced to half, then these will be the characteristics: speed, torque characteristics, and this is the characteristics, and this is speed. OB is the speed of the induction motor. If we apply uh, K is equal to 0.5, reduced stator voltage is reduced to 50%. This is the rated load torque curve of induction motor. In this method, the output voltage can be regulated by varying the firing angle of two thyristors at a time. Among two thyristors, one thyristor from one group, that is the odd group, and another from even group. The thyristors conduct in sequence 6 1, 1 2, 2 3, 3 4, 4 5, 5 6. By varying the stator voltage to the induction motor, the torque and speed of the drive is controlled. And coming to the advantages of this method are smooth variation of speed, and energy saving is possible. By using AC voltage controller, we can get smooth variation of the speed, and energy saving is possible by using this technique. The disadvantages are by using this technique, the power factor is low, harmonics are present, and it causes electromagnetic interference. Electromagnetic interference will be caused by using the speed control of three-phase induction motor by using AC voltage control, and it will be used generally in fans, blowers, centrifugal pumps. Centrifugal pumps. So in this we are using this technique of speed control. We will attempt a small quiz on this speed control by using AC voltage controller. The disadvantage of using three-phase induction motor using AC voltage controller is power factor is low, harmonics are present, it causes electromagnetic interference. Option D, all the above. Just now we have seen all these are the disadvantages of the induction motor. So we will go for option D, all the above. Okay, so this is the option for disadvantage of three-phase induction motor using AC voltage control. Okay, now we will switch over to important topic, the last one, speed control of induction motor using voltage frequency control. The speed of induction motors may be controlled by operating them from a variable voltage and a fixed frequency supply. The variable voltage fixed frequency supply can be obtained by means of three-phase converter circuit. Three-phase converter inverter circuit. The circuit diagram for the speed control of three-phase induction motor is shown here. From the circuit, the three-phase converter will convert AC voltage into controlled DC voltage. This controlled DC is filtered by an LC filter to minimize the ripple contents. Then the filtered DC is fed to the three-phase inverter as input. By varying the firing angle of inverter bridge thyristors, a variable three-phase AC output voltage is obtained. From the inverter bridge, which is fed to the three-phase induction motor for its speed control. For its speed control. Okay. So this is the circuit diagram consisting of this converter assembly and inverter assembly, and this is the three-phase induction motor. So initially we are giving three-phase AC supply to this circuit, speed control of induction motor by using voltage frequency control circuit. So when we are giving AC supply, this converter will convert this AC into DC, and if there is any ripple content in the DC, that will be removed by using the LC filter. Actually, by using converter, we are not getting pure DC. To remove these pulses or other harmonic components which are present, we are using this LC filter, and this direct current will be given to inverter, and this DC will be converted into AC by using the inverter. Again, this inverter will convert into AC. That AC required voltage having some constant frequency will be supplied to three-phase induction motor. So accordingly, the motor speed will be controlled by using the converter inverter assembly. So in this, Speed of induction motor may be controlled by operating them from a variable voltage fixed frequency supply. The variable voltage fixed frequency supply can be obtained by means of three-phase converter inverter circuit. Three-phase converter will convert AC voltage into controlled variable DC voltage. This DC voltage is filtered by using LC filter to minimize the ripple contents. This filtered DC is fed to three-phase inverter as input. By varying the firing angle of the inverter bridge resistors, a variable three-phase AC output voltage is obtained from the inverter bridge, which is fed to the three-phase induction motor for its speed control. These are the speed characteristics, speed torque characteristics of three-phase induction motor with variable frequency control. So these are the maximum torques. With increasing torque, it will be reaching maximum value and then it will be reducing. So by changing the supply voltage, slip will be changed accordingly. The characteristics will be like this. For different values, we are getting the torque and speed characteristics will be like this. Here, the V by F voltage to frequency ratio is kept constant. For pi 1, the air gap flux is kept constant, thus keeping the maximum torque as constant. Stator torque increases, even air gap flux is kept constant. At lower values of frequency, the effect of resistance can be neglected as compared to the reactance. This has the effect of reducing magnitude of maximum torque at lower frequencies. At lower frequencies, the supply voltage is increased to maintain the level of maximum torque as constant. This method is called V by F control method. V by F control method. This is the simplified circuit. So from this circuit, the three-phase converter will convert AC voltage into controlled variable DC voltage. This controlled DC is filtered by using LC circuit to minimize the ripple contents. Then the filtered DC is fed back to three-phase inverter as input. By varying the firing angle of inverter bridge thyristors, a variable three-phase AC output voltage is obtained from the inverter bridge, which is fed to the three-phase induction motor for its speed control. So this is the speed control simplified circuit. In this is the converter, this is the inverter, and we are giving three-phase AC supply to converter. It is converting AC supply into DC supply. The DC supply will be consisting of ripple content. So this ripple content will be removed by using the filter. This LC circuit is the filter combination which will removing the pulses and other harmonics which are present. That is again sent to the inverter circuit, and this inverter will convert this DC into alternating current with the required voltage and constant frequency. The voltage level will be changed by properly triggering the thyristors which are present in inverter, and the produced AC DC, this DC will be converted to AC, and this AC will be given as input to three-phase induction motor. So the induction motor will run according to the required speed, required speed. So we are maintaining frequency as constant almost, and we are varying the voltage of the circuit, the inverter. Next, we are going to see another circuit, which is a simplified circuit using diode in converter unit. Okay, so this circuit will be consisting of converter inverter assembly, and in this converter assembly we are using a diode rectifier, and this diode rectifier will convert the AC supply to DC, but we are not having any control in the operation of this conversion process of AC into DC. So as soon as the diodes will get forward bias, this AC will be converted to DC, and this DC will be given, the produced DC will be given to this LC filter circuit, and this DC will be again given to inverter, PWM inverter, pulse width modulation inverter, and this inverter will convert the DC to AC, and the produced AC will be given as input to three-phase induction motor. So accordingly, the induction motor will run at a required speed. Now we will discuss simplified circuit using diode and chopper. So in converter assembly, as we discussed, we are using a diode rectifier, and as we are not having the control in the conversion process from AC to DC, to have that after this conversion process, we are placing a chopper. Chopper is a device which will convert the fixed DC into variable DC. So this controlled DC will be given as input to the filter circuit. This filter circuit will remove the harmonic components and other pulses which are coming from this converter circuit and chopper circuit will be removed. Again, it will be sent back to inverter circuit again. Again, this inverter will convert the produced DC to AC, and again it will be given input to three-phase induction motor. This produced AC will be given as input to three-phase induction motor. So next we'll discuss a simplified circuit using thyristor in converter circuit. So as the circuit is becoming bulky with using diode rectifier and chopper circuit, to remove that we are using a simplified circuit using thyristor in converter. So this inverter we are not changing anything. We are using only PWM inverter to have control in operation of conversion of AC to DC. We are using a thyristor controlled converter. This thyristor controlled converter convert this AC to DC, and any pulses or other harmonics will be filtered by using this LC filter circuit, and this filter circuit will convert this produced DC into AC by using an inverter, and this AC will be given as input to three-phase induction motor. And this is the simplified circuit using thyristor and converter circuit. Now next one is simplified circuit using dual converter. Dual converter. So in this circuit we are using dual converter. This converter will convert the AC supply into DC supply, and again this produced DC will be given to LC filter circuit. The filter circuit will remove any uh, the components which are present in AC, and again it will be connected to inverter circuit. Inverter will convert the DC into AC, and this AC will be given as input to three-phase induction motor. This is how the voltage control process will be done by using converter inverter assembly to an induction motor. In this, we have discussed mainly the speed control of induction motor by varying the stator input voltage, speed control of three-phase induction motor by using AC voltage controller, speed control of induction motor by using voltage frequency control method, and speed control of induction motor by using converter inverter assembly. Okay, and we have mainly focused on the factors affecting the speed of induction motor. They are by changing the applied voltage to stator, by changing the frequency to stator, by changing the number of stator poles, by rotor rheostat control, by injecting an EMF in the rotor circuit, by operating two motors in cascade. And the stator voltage control method in AC motors is used in different applications like fans, blowers, centrifugal pumps, etc. And the applications of chopper control DC motor drives are induction drives, industrial drives, traction drives, battery operated vehicles. Okay, so in this chapter, we have mainly discussed on the speed control methods. Speed control methods which are adapted for DC motors and AC drives, AC motors. So DC motors having good speed torque characteristics. The variation speed is also good, but as the supply is available in the form of AC and the circuit is becoming bulky and there will be some problems due to converter commutation at commutator, there will be problems due to severe commutation problems, and because of that we are going for AC drives. In that AC drives we have discussed the different methods as shown in this slide. We are controlling the speed, and according to the requirement we are adapting the suitable method of speed control according to requirement. And we have also seen the different types of converter inverter circuits. So in our examinations, they are asking frequently the questions like state the factors affecting the speed control of an induction motor. What are the different types of speed control of three-phase induction motor using semiconductor drives? Explain the speed control of induction motor by using voltage frequency control method using circuit diagram. So in this, we have to write the speed control by using converter inverter assembly circuit, and we have to explain the method of speed control by using AC voltage controller. So there we have to draw the AC voltage control circuit diagram, and we have to draw the speed torque characteristics affected by varying stator voltage control, and we have to explain the characteristics how the speed will be controlled by varying supply voltage. So you please try to do this small assignment. You write these questions, and Do the assignment at your home. Write the answers for one time. State the factors affecting the speed of DC motor. Explain the speed control of DC shunt motor using chopper. Explain, state the factors affecting the speed of AC motor. State the advantages of thyristor controlled AC voltage converters. State the advantages of stopper controlled DC motors. Compare converter and chopper control drives in any four aspects. So please you note down this assignment. Okay. So very important questions. Frequently this will be asked in SBDD exams so that it will useful for you. Okay, if you have any questions, you can ask, or you can put that question in comment box so that we will discuss in the next video lesson. Thank you all of you for your patient listening.